Heart, Iowa, you are back. I know you recognize that song by now. That's our new theme song. This is The Other State of Hockey, 1350 ESPN. Derek Hender, Frank Mink, as every Thursday.
Yes, give it up to Will Keeps for the song.
Attaboy. This is the 1 year anniversary of the show they said would never happen.
Nope.
This show that is all we do is talk about hockey nonstop. Believe it or not, ESPN 1350 of Des Moines has a full-time hockey show.
And we just went from mites, mini mites, squirts, peewees. Now we're going right into pros.
Yep, like we say, the mites to the majors.
That's it.
From the pond to the pros, to the house leagues to the Hall of Fame.
I don't like that. House league Hall of Fame, that's good. But I like pond to the pros.
Pond to the pros.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You steal that from somewhere else, or you just made it up?
Hey, I was sitting down the other night doing show prep, and that's just where I came into it. So
show prep. What's that?
Show prep. That's like not what I call reading your phone on the way into the studio. Late.
Google, tell me what's going on in the NHL.
That's right. Siri, what's happening in the NHL? So here we are on the 1 year anniversary, more or less, of the week that this show first started. Started as a podcast. Actually, started as the two of us accidentally being on the air together for a Guns N' Hoses game.
That's right.
Which was played just a couple of weeks ago. And it started as a podcast after people saying, hey, they really like the way we play off of each other and the way we sound. And it was funny, actually. I was talking to Wild Coach Dave Cuniff the other night.
Okay.
And he says, so tell me, I just ran into him and we were just talking. He says, so tell me about this hockey show. I was like, how do you know about our show? He says, oh, dude, I hear about it all the time. And I said, yeah, I gave him the history of it and stuff. And he said, man, I wish I could be on. He said, I wish I could be on this week. Of course, the Wilder, we recorded the show on Wednesday night and the Wilder played tonight. But
we can record the interview with him.
But he definitely wants to be on the show.
Good.
Actually,
he like me, right? I just meet him just on.
I went by his office after that, and he found the YouTube channel, and he was listening to our old shows. He was getting a great crack up with the show with John Torchetti, former Wild coach. So, anyways, here we are doing our thing like we do every week. So, playoffs have started.
Yes,
tonight.
Great time of the year. Love this time of year. Even just the weather, the smell.
Oh, I know. Winter's done, but this is all about hot. The playoffs are heating up. So much anything can mean a whole lot right now. So I just want to quickly talk about the season that was. Biggest surprises from what we saw this year. A couple of things that really caught my mind. Florida clinching a division title.
Yes,
this is a team that was a perennial basement.
I think they're gonna get knocked out pretty quick though.
They might.
I don't know if I'm jumping ahead of your predictions.
No, we'll talk about predictions here in a bit. Detroit making the playoffs for a record 25 years straight. It's a modern day record. I don't know if
they
it's
did
an
make
all-time
it.
Record. They did make it. Yes.
That's right. Boston got knocked out.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. That's
Man,
right.
I'm just catching up.
You're just catching up. I know. Series.
I was in Reno for a while.
Yeah. Penguins right now winning without Malkin.
Yes. Dangerous. Very dangerous.
Especially how Crosby, how we had him written off at the beginning of the season, and then seeing how he came on after Christmas. Unreal. Speaking of teams turning it on, Anaheim. Where did they come from all of a sudden? Yep. We'll talk about their numbers later on, but they came back after a horrid start.
Yes.
And we had Bob Ferguson on a couple weeks ago talking about. We had Matt Bolesky, former player of them, talking about, man, I can't understand how things are going wrong there. And they've turned it around and righted the ship.
And they all said the same thing about that team, is that they were glad that
give them time.
And Getzey will get them together.
Yep.
Getzlaff will pull this team together.
And the coach is in the right place.
Yep.
Boudreaux's in the right man to do it. So, and kudos to the ownership and the GM for not making the rash decision to go ahead and get rid of the coach.
What's their names again? The Marinellis?
I can't remember.
I think Marinellis, yeah. One of my bosses.
You're right. Yeah, you should know that. You guys signed your paycheck. You should know that. For those of you who don't know, Frank used to work with the Duck system.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
Yes. Dallas.
I worked for there too.
Yeah. Dallas overperforming, I think is a good word.
You think so? I'm really like Dallas.
They really come together. They made some good additions this year, but I think not only on the front end, but you also look at how many goals allowed this year they cut off.
Yeah.
I'll talk a little bit about that, but I think there's something like a 30 goal differential from last year.
Really?
It's as far as goals they've allowed.
Oh.
That'll keep you in a lot of games.
That will keep you.
If you can cut 30 games out.
And I will admit with Dallas that they're only like a 1 and 2 line team.
Yeah.
After that, you're kind of like, ooh.
Yeah, but you can roll 1-2 and throw in third once in a while, or you don't need much.
Where's Tommy Wandau?
Back in Sweden.
Back in Sweden.
Yes. Minnesota, a big turnaround after Torchetti comes in after they fired Mike Yeo.
Right.
I think he's going to have some problems though in his first round playoff.
I think so too.
Because he has injuries right now. Vanek is out, as well as oh my God, their captain, not their captain. Oh, his dad was the GM here.
Parise, exactly.
He's out with a back injury apparently. So
I did hear that.
Be interesting to see what happens there. So the shockers from this year,
carrying the team.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah,
so,
that's why his back hurts. Yeah, exactly. Shockers from this year, as we said before, this is the first time since 1969 that there's no Canadian team in the playoffs. That being said, the Canadians still represent about 45% of the NHL, but it is noteworthy of that.
Do you as a Canadian, do you pick like, well, Philly has 6 guys from Montreal area, I'm going to root for it.
No,
you don't do that.
I at this point of the year, and I honestly think every true hockey fan has to look at this see what's the best hockey that's being played right now.
Right.
Any true hockey fan who claims to be a true hockey fan can recognize good hockey when they see it.
Like if a team gets swept and they lose every game 6-0, I'm not. Even if it's my team that's winning, I'm not happy.
I mean, I have teams right now I'm interested to see go. But, my boys are out. Yeah, I have a pedestrian interest at this point. But Boston collapsing down the streak.
Love it.
Yeah, I had no problem with that at all. Montreal as well. We saw that happen right after December. And, the linchpin, that might have been Price going out. And then a couple of big long-term injuries. Winnipeg and Colorado, teams really going the wrong way. I mean, you'd think after a while, Colorado especially, had such success when he first came in.
Yep.
And then, for him to go in the toilet again.
Yep.
Edmonton. Still in the basement. They did not finish last overall. That right was reserved by Toronto. Okay. And justifiably so.
Who's next, though?
Yes.
Edmonton.
Right? Edmonton was the number 2 by 1 point. By 1 point. So we'll see where Austin Matthews ends up. But Toronto ending up in the absolute basement is a bit of a shocker, but not so much. They didn't have a whole lot to work with. Shanahan committed to being in a rebuilding process at this point. I don't care who you brought in to coach.
Yeah, no, and I mean they have to look. There's something that has to be done there. You can't keep firing coaches. I mean that's
I think they had the right coach. They're probably the right GM. Not a fan of their GM as much, but we'll see how that all works out. But they said it was going to be they're going to be bad for a couple of years. Well, so far they're right.
Right. Yeah. Well, they got that prediction right.
Yeah, they got that down. Columbus. Still sucks.
Yeah, they're brutal.
Still sucks.
And it's embarrassing. Yep. There's a couple of teams in the NBA that do it too. You got to watch the games, and it's nobody in the arena.
Yeah, but you have to turn a dime. I mean, this team has been around forever, and they've drafted in the top 5 pretty much since they're in the league. They've made, I think, 1 playoff appearance.
I'd like to figure this out. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. The best top trade that they made, like to get rid of one of their draft picks, who went on to go do something great.
Rick Nash.
There it is, right there.
I mean,
you ruined my whole thing for next week.
No, but I mean,
show prep.
This could go a long way, though. We actually looking back at the talent that they've drafted with high picks and that are not playing with them. I remember seeing a feature about that. The number of players that they've drafted that are not with them. So either they can't draft talent, or they can't keep talent, or develop it.
And Philly was like that for a while.
Yeah,
they really were. And then he finally,
at least Philly has some history.
Yeah.
So moving along
a little bit.
Yeah, so season's over. We'll talk about the last week of the 3 stars for the season.
Make that.
Number 3, Alexander Ovechkin. Number 8, the Great 8. I'm not a big fan of him, but I do have a bit of respect for him. 5 goals and 3 games played. He does not have all the pressure on him right now,
right?
Because the guys like Oshie are on there, but he did get his 50th goal, which is worth of note. The Caps did clinch the President's Trophy, which is usually the curse for. A lot of guys are superstitious about that. His 4th consecutive.
Did they skate around with it?
No, don't touch it. Most guys don't touch it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They bring it out on a pedestal. All right, everyone gets their picture taken around it. No one touches it, and they all get off the ice. His 4th consecutive Rocket Richard Trophy, which is the highest goal scorer, is 6th in his career.
Man,
so he's got some. He's got
I
some
love
numbers.
To see him holding all that. They showed him pictures.
Yeah,
of that, but, man.
And oddly enough, doesn't have the hardest shot. I'd seen him at the hardest shot contest. He usually scores in the 80s, mid to high 80s. So he's not the Shea Weber kind of guy.
He has a master shot at that. What's it? The left side or right side
of
of
the
goal,
dot,
right of the goalie. So just right at the dot.
He knows how to find. And how can you leave a guy like that open?
I know. You know that's a spot. So let's not put someone just standing there.
Right,
let's
exactly.
chase the puck around for a little bit. That's what they do. They get you to chase them around.
That's what the good players do.
Yep.
So he became the 3rd player in NHL history to have more than 7 50-goal seasons. Wow. I think that's all worth
7
at some point.
So how many other players did it?
Only 3.
Hal and Gretzky.
I got to go with Gretzky. Probably Hall and Gretzky.
Yeah. Hall?
Yep. I think so.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yep. So number 2 star, Patrick Kane, who we know is getting reared up for the playoffs right now. In 3 games played, 3 goals, 3 assists. Not a bad week's worth.
Yep.
He set career highs for goals, assists, and points.
Mm-hmm.
He played in every one of their 82 games.
Yep.
Which for a guy who's had history of injuries is something to be said for him. I mean, last year he lost all the time with a broken collarbone.
Yes, he did.
And he's the first U.S.-born player to win the Art Ross Trophy for the most points.
I didn't know that.
I had to think about that when I first read it.
With all the Americans that came up in the 80s.
LaFontaine and those guys?
Man.
Hey, according to my source, which is NHL.com on this feature.
Siri is your source.
Number 1 star of the week is John Tavares, setter for number 91 for New York Islanders.
He didn't look so good. I watched him the other night. He didn't look so good, but
he had 9 points in 5 games. Not a bad week's work. The Islanders did clinch the wild card spot. I would almost go as far as to say they squeaked into the playoffs.
Right, they did.
They were strong first half of the year, waned up. Now we know the Halak was hurt, their number 1 goalie.
Yep.
But
still hurt, or is he back?
I think he might be coming back for the time. He might be back for the first round of playoffs. They did not play tonight. So he's got 33 goals, 37 assists for a total of 70 points in 78 games. Not bad. So it's his 3rd career season and 2nd straight of 70-plus points.
You know, one thing I want to say about him and watching him play, it goes like every time the guy would try to clear the puck out around him, he'd come in the forecheck. He gets the puck, like it hits his leg, it hits his arm. You know, he's one of those guys that just goes in there and makes it happen.
Yep.
The whole game, I was like, every time I watch him, all right, they're going to get around them. Nope, they didn't get around them.
And he's one guy, actually, I mentioned to a lot of kids when I'm trying to coach them about the importance of the forecheck, is the fact that he's not always there just to get the point. But the key to getting the puck possession is pressure.
Pressure.
Make them make a mistake.
Right, or don't make them make a mistake.
Right. Don't give them time. Don't give them space.
No, you can give me time and space. I'm still going to make a mistake.
Exactly. So, those of you who are wondering, we hope you're here every Thursday, just like everybody else
What's
is.
the name of the show?
It's a new show every week. It's like McFrugals of hockey, right?
McFrugals.
You're listening to The Other State of Hockey, 1350 ESPN. We'll be back right after the break.
Hi, Joe Smith here from Leaf Guard Exteriors. We suggest you stay off your ladder and let us take care of your gutters. We'd love to come out and show you why Leaf Guard's patented seamless one-piece design is the best on the market. The only one with the good housekeeping seal, and Leaf Guard is guaranteed never to clog or will clean your gutters for free. Call us today and get 50% off installation labor on a new Leaf Guard brand gutter system. 599-1675. That's 599-1675.
Hey kids, why do you like going to the Iowa Wild games?
Crash! The t-shirt time. I like Chuck-a-Pop.
Crash always gives me a high five.
It's fun catching t-shirts from the cannon.
The goal horn when we score!
There's something for everyone with Iowa Wild Hockey at Wells Fargo Arena. Check out iowawild.com for the full season schedule, including a full list of giveaway nights and promotions for the family. Iowa Wild. Hockey lives here.
Are you trying to take your game to the next level? Have injuries or performance plateaus slowed you down? Let Dr. Gary Bowman and the Active Wellness Performance Lab get you on the right track. In the Performance Lab, they are using hospital-grade performance testing, cutting-edge strength programs, and detailed nutrition coaching all under one roof. Their program blends elite strategies from rehabilitation and sports medicine with top-level strength and conditioning. Check out the website for more information at activewellnessonline.com. That's activewellnessonline.com.
Go where the action is. Your Des Moines Buccaneers, the continuous home of hockey in the Metro for over 36 years, are back. Come catch the hard-hitting action as the next NHL stars take the ice at Buccaneer Arena. For a complete schedule of dates and promotions, visit buckshockey.com. Come for the entertainment, stay for the game.
Hey, this is Frank Mink, and if I had a first-round draft pick of realtors, I'd take Jen Stanbro.
Through my mortgage background and over 10 years of selling real estate in the Des Moines area, I have come to realize that my clients are my passion. Whether selling or buying your first or your 10th home, let me help you take the stress out of the process. I would love the opportunity to talk with you or someone you know that is looking to buy or sell a home. You can reach out to me by email at jen@jenstanbrorealestate.com. And Frank, that's spelled STANBROUGH. Jen@jenstanbrorealestate.com.
This is Jordan from Flat Tire Center. There sure are a lot of places to buy tires. You can go to a warehouse club or the mega We Sell Everything superstore, or you can go to one of those anonymous websites. The same guy who sold you soap yesterday magically becomes a tire professional today, or the online tire advisors at a call center in who knows what country. We've been living, working, and driving in central Iowa for more than 50 years. Are you sure those other stores know what they're doing? Do you think they even care? If you need tires, come to Flat Tire Centers. That's flat with 2 T's because you too should ride on a flat.
All right, welcome back, Iowa. You are listening to The Other State of Hockey, the only full-time media outlet dedicated to the greatest sport on earth, that of hockey of all variations. Derek and Frank here, like we are every Thursday, 5 o'clock to 6. Hands at 5 and at 10 and 2 there, ladies and gentlemen.
It's not the rule anymore, but go ahead.
Oh, you know, okay. 9 and 3. Keep
Yeah,
the
that's
airbags.
about better than 9 and 3.
All right.
I got your 6. I got your 6.
All right, Maverick. Got it.
Oh, wait, I got an now later in my mouth.
So this is Derek.
I'll probably eat that later.
With my wingman, Frank Mink.
Yes.
We are back. We're going to give a shout out to one of our favorite sponsors.
Yeah, you don't got to preempt my strike.
No, that's true. I don't.
You know, I'm going to get on it. I'm going to get on it because I was with them this weekend.
Attaboy. Let's hear it. This segment brought to you by
Fuzzy Taco.
Fuzzy Taco Shop.
Yo, 2 of them. One in the Ankeny.
Yep.
Out by you.
Yep.
The other one downtown by me.
I think that's strategic.
I think, they know so.
Yeah.
They
knew they're onto a good thing.
I think my credit score's going down a little bit. My credit card ain't getting paid off recently.
Your cholesterol's gone up, but that's okay.
So I had breakfast burritos there. Yeah. When was it? Tuesday. So Tuesday morning, just was kind of jonesing for one, almost like a fiend. And I just had to go. I cut out of whatever I was doing, told everyone I had a doctor's appointment or something. I went to go get a burrito.
Funny, I saw the kids going to school this morning. What T-shirts do you suppose they had on? Fuzzy Taco shirts. Check out their app. We noted they have the 2 locations, one in Ankeny across from that car dealership that we've given too much free advertising to.
Great hockey family. But
Great hockey family. Location, the other location down by the Science Center, down off MLK.
That's not another food place. I only go by food places.
That's true. That's true. But that's the only one right now.
It is. They do have a food court in the Science Center.
I love the Smothers special meat burrito.
That you got me turned on to that.
I did. I know a thing.
Go there. If you don't like it, I swear to God, if you don't like it, I'll buy you another one.
In 10 years.
10 years.
Yep. Always hockey on TV. Great hockey family. Use their app. Keep track of your points. I know our guest from a couple weeks ago probably has about 10 million points now. So anyways.
Maddie.
Yeah, no. Mr. Hamilton. He knows.
Oh, yeah. We know you are.
All right. We're back. Second segment. We have our guests. And shaking things up tonight, we have in-studio guests.
In-studio guests. And we haven't had a guest in a couple weeks because we
had so much to talk about.
I don't really. Guests, you know what? They kind of bring the show down.
They cramp our style a little bit.
They kind of bring us down.
We run out of time.
Yeah. It's like Maddie.
Hey.
Go ahead.
All right. So our guests are Tray Wade.
Yes.
And Hallye Wade. Tray is, I know, we both know Tray for coaching with him in the youth hockey program here.
And against him.
Yes.
Yep.
And all-around good guy.
He only flipped me a bird once.
Well, I do that all the time. But,
You earned it.
Yeah, I probably did. I brought up something about your mama. What? No,
exactly.
So go ahead.
And young Miss Hallye Wade, who's probably breaking curfew right now, being out this late at night recording, but she's here all the same. And so, Tray, how long have you yourself been involved with hockey now from a personal level?
We just got involved with it a couple years ago together. We were watching hockey, loved it, loved sharing that time with the two of us, watching NHL games or college games.
Yep.
At that point, neither one of us knew how to skate. And so I said, you know what, if you want to play hockey, I'll play hockey with you. Wow. And that's when we kind of dove into it. So we've only both been in sport going on, I think, 4 or 5 years now.
Wow, it's good to see one of you learn to skate.
That's right. I was thinking the same. But I wasn't going to say it. You put it out there.
Knew that was coming.
And you currently do all variations. You do roller as well as ice.
Absolutely. Yeah, roller's been fantastic for us. And Hallye very early decided she wanted to play hockey and that she didn't want to do any other sports, quick gymnastics, didn't want to try out for softball.
That a girl.
Yep.
Keeps us going year round and has done a lot of wonderful things for her.
Yep. And I know we've both seen her play, and doesn't seem to be an issue as far as girls playing with the boys.
No.
Which is a good thing. Now, of course, Hallye, for you, next year you're going to be a Bantam.
Yes, I am.
So for those of you listening along and don't understand the differentiation, when you go from the 12U Pee Wee division to the 14U Bantam division, The big rub is that a lot of people are concerned about contact being allowed.
Yes.
Now, that being said, contact is always allowed. It's a matter of finishing checks and things like that. So what do you think? I mean, I'm curious to get your take. I mean, a lot of kids of your age are concerned just because of the fact there's contact. But, as far as, give us a perspective. Being a girl going into this, what's it like? What are your thoughts?
Well, like when you're younger, you always feel like, well, Bantam's the big kids, so it's going to be harder and faster, and there's going to be checking, and it's going to be scary. But once you get like older, and like now that I'm going into it, it doesn't seem as scary anymore, because it's just, as long as I play my game, I guess I'll be fine.
Yeah. Yep. And, we've had this discussion before, because USA Hockey has shown that the big drop-off is at the age of the Bantam level.
This is it right here.
And there's a couple things, obviously with kids with multiple interests, as, Tray had alluded to earlier, she had other sports other things that she was active in, and people's interests change over the years. But
hers just got better, and she chose hockey.
I mean, don't use this contact thing as being a determining factor. I know my youngest just played his first weekend tournament of full contact.
How was it?
He didn't do too bad with it, actually, I must say. And actually, the team itself, I think a lot of people probably have it in their head more than the other. Yeah. So, Trey, as far as yourself, coaching, how's the evolution been? I mean, now you're actually going to be seeing your little girl who can, we've seen her play. She can hang with the boys. There's no question.
She can. I was very concerned going into next year, knowing that Bantam's, it does get a little more physical, and you're going to start to see physical separation. The thing that was reaffirming for me is how many parents or coaches have been incredibly supportive and have said, we don't see it being an issue, and they've seen her play and they think she's going to be fine. As far as coaching, I'm done. I mean, she's. I didn't know much about hockey to start with, and so once you get to 12, 13, 14, I'm not going to be able to do a lot of coaching out there without the kids just shaking their head or challenging me to do what I just said to do,
Yeah, right. You stay in hockey position, but you're not standing in hockey position.
Wait, you want me to go right and left? No.
But I think you've hit on a big thing. The biggest thing, honestly, that I think a lot of kids really need at this age is the support. Understanding the fact that, yes, it's that hockey's you need a lot of dedication to be at this level. There are physical demands of it, and to support especially young ladies in this sport. Yep. We've seen a great spike in the last couple of years, just in the numbers in Des Moines alone, and the programs that are around our area with just the number of girls teams that are sprouting up out of nowhere. I know we've had Jason Wolf has done great things for the girls hockey program here in Des Moines, and I know that you've both been very active with that.
And I know that other people have looked at Hal too, right? Didn't Kansas City look at her, or one of the coaches down there or something? Look at her for their women's hockey team. But we said no. She's Des Moines bred. Stay away.
I'd really love to see it in Des Moines. Right now, at some point, if not next year or the year after, we're going to have to start looking at Omaha or Kansas City. And if she's going to want to stay in the sport, we're going to have big decisions to make. And I really think we could get the sport going here. And Jason has done a great job.
Yep.
We just got to get it over the hump and get enough kids playing, enough girls playing where we can field the team on our own.
We got to get past this thing that this is a boys sport. This is an ice sport versus a roller sport. This is actually leads me to a very good question. Hallye, with yourself, I'm not going to ask you if you have a preference one or the other, but what's the differences you enjoy about ice and roller?
Oh, well, I like ice a lot. I first started playing ice, so, I'll always like ice. But once I've started roller, I've kind of leaned more towards the roller side after I got on the Explosion team, and I've traveled all around the country to play and represent Iowa. So I think I've leaned more towards the roller side, which my dad isn't too happy about that. But yeah, hockey is a great sport in general, so I like both ice and roller, but I like roller a lot.
Do you find anything as far as skills that are different? I know that it being kind of offsetting seasons, which I know kind of helps. I know my kids have done it, and they find that it makes you work harder on skating, or it makes you focus more on puck handling. And I know without a blue line, it definitely takes strategy into it as well. But I think the big read I've gotten is a lot of kids is different enough to keep things fresh for you and to keep your interest going. So,
and I want to say the one thing about how she got was her speed. Like and speed isn't really coached. I mean, you eventually it comes with it. So I could take claim for it and be like, oh, I was the greatest coach. I coached her in speed. But she got that on her own. But to find that open space and to find the open shot is all her, is what she learned. I know that she learned that. And you could see when she goes down and do it. And it's just, one time she went across the middle and she beat the goalie. And you were pretty high up in the slot. She cut across the middle of the floor and still beat the goalie going all the way to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Which the goalie should have been there, unless it was you in the net, then maybe Derek.
Unless I was still on that post.
Yeah. Derek, come on, let's go. Yeah. So anyway, I just seen things like that, and her shot is just wicked bad.
And I think that's the thing that between seeing girls like Hallye and like Morgan Wolf, for example, not intimidated by a little bit of physical play. They're just out there to play and enjoy the game. It's not a fact that it's a girls' hockey team; it's a boys' hockey. The fact they're playing.
And she captained an all-boys team this year. She was the captain of our house league team.
Yep.
So, and that was not given to her because she was a girl. It was given to her because she, would stand up and she would encourage everybody and, always listen in the locker. Just doing the real things a captain does. But how did that feel when you're captain of a boys' team?
I felt really proud of myself that being the only girl on the team, I was still able to be the captain, and that just because I am a girl playing a boys' sport, that I could still come up on top and be a captain.
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yep. How'd you find out you were the captain? I want to hear the story.
So nobody really knew, and then we went on the ice, and Frank made everybody come over and said that we had a new captain and that it was going to be me.
And permanent, right? I said
yeah.
Permanent.
Yeah.
And I said but I kept going, and I kept saying this person, and I finally said her, knowing that they would all, hopefully they would all get it. Half them guys didn't get it.
And I know both
great guys, great kids.
Both my boys now, we're at an age that they've played with enough girls, and at this point, they don't think of them as being just a girl in the locker room or a girl on the ice. They think it's a player.
I'll drop the gloves in a second with them.
Yeah,
no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'm joking. Real quick, I wanted to say something about with females and the sport is that the overhauling or the overwhelming effects of women playing and bringing this sport, it can only bring the best of the sport out because it goes back to the part of the finesse part, not so much the hitting,
athleticism,
skill, set up and skill, and the women have to learn that, and you see a lot of them have to learn. They're not Wayne Gretzky's, let's say. So a lot of them have to learn, just like a lot of the fourth line guys.
Hey,
they got
a lot of guys aren't Wayne Gretzky. So
well, that's what I mean. But I mean, a lot of the guys who are just starting to learn the sport have to grind this thing out.
Yeah,
and I think the females come along right along with that. So
yep. So Hallye, if you had to say anything, we need more girls. Come on, what do you got to say to them out there? What is so awesome about hockey that what makes you want to play and you think they should be involved?
It's a great sport. It's really fun. You're gonna meet a lot of new people. It's just a great sport all around, and I think everybody should at least give it a try. And if you don't like it, then that's fine. But I think that everybody should at least give it a try because it's an amazing sport.
Absolutely.
Right. My last memory, and I'll shut up here. Great memory was when we win the championship, and as they come out with the trophy, I see Anthony and Landon, our two alternate captains, both cut in front of the whole pile. And was like captain first. And they let her get the trophy. And that was just one of my great to see how them boys thought about that instantly.
Like I said, it's a teammate.
Yeah. So it was cool.
Hey, coolest sport on earth. Special thanks to our guests, Tray Wade, Hallye Wade, for coming in to our to be our first guest in a while.
Yeah.
And on our anniversary show, by the way.
This is our anniversary.
This is our anniversary.
You want to hold hands?
Maybe later.
Stop it.
Maybe later. All right. You are listening to the only full-time media outlet dedicated to the sport of hockey. 1350 ESPN, the other state of hockey.
Hi, Joe Smith here from Leaf Guard Exteriors. We suggest you stay off your ladder and let us take care of your gutters. We'd love to come out and show you why Leaf Guard's patented seamless one-piece design is the best on the market. The only one with the good housekeeping seal, and Leaf Guard is guaranteed never to clog or will clean your gutters for free. Call us today and get 50% off installation labor on a new Leaf Guard brand gutter system. 599-1675. That's 599-1675.
Hey kids, why do you like going to the Iowa Wild games?
Crash! The t-shirt time.
I like Chuck-a-Puck.
Crash
Always gives me a high five.
It's fun catching t-shirts from the cannon.
The goal horn when we score!
There's something for everyone with Iowa Wild Hockey at Wells Fargo Arena. Check out iowawild.com for the full season schedule, including a full list of giveaway nights and promotions for the family. Iowa Wild. Hockey lives here.
Are you trying to take your game to the next level? Have injuries or performance plateaus slowed you down? Let Dr. Gary Bowman and the Active Wellness Performance Lab get you on the right track. In the Performance Lab, they are using hospital-grade performance testing, cutting-edge strength programs, and detailed nutrition coaching all under one roof. Their program blends elite strategies from rehabilitation and sports medicine with top-level strength and conditioning. Check out the website for more information at activewellnessonline.com. That's activewellnessonline.com.
Go where the action is. Your Des Moines Buccaneers, the continuous home of hockey in the Metro for over 36 years, are back. Come catch the hard-hitting action as the next NHL stars take the ice at Buccaneer Arena. For a complete schedule of dates and promotions, visit buckshockey.com. Come for the entertainment, stay for the game.
Hey, this is Frank Mink, and if I had a first-round draft pick of realtors, I'd take Jen Stambro.
Through my mortgage background and over 10 years of selling real estate in the Des Moines area, I have come to realize that my clients are my passion. Whether selling or buying your first or your 10th home, let me help you take the stress out of the process. I would love the opportunity to talk with you or someone you know that is looking to buy or sell a home. You can reach out to me by email at jen@jenstambrorealestate.com. And Frank, that's spelled STANBROUGH. jen@jenstambrorealestate.com.
This is Jordan from Flat Tire Center. There sure are a lot of places to buy tires. You can go to a warehouse club or the Mega We Sell Everything Superstore, or you can go to one of those anonymous websites. The same guy who sold you soap yesterday magically becomes a tire professional today, or the online tire advisors at a call center in who knows what country. We've been living, working, and driving in central Iowa for more than 50 years. Are you sure those other stores know what they're doing? Do you think they even care? If you need tires, come to Flat Tire Centers. That's flat with 2 T's because you too should ride on a flat.
Hey, Iowa, you're back. 1350 ESPN, Des Moines, Derek and Frank, the other state of hockey, the only full-time media outlet dedicated to the greatest sport in the world. I know there's another show apparently on another station, but they're only on like once a month. And actually, good friend of ours, Joe.
Yeah,
O'Donnell.
they're friend. Yeah,
good friend of the show.
They know they ain't even competition.
You know, exactly. They're only, I think, only doing weekly or whatever, or monthly. Hey, we're here all the time, 52 weeks a year, 52 weeks almost in a row now.
We live the show. Yeah, like we do. Well, I mean, I live for hockey, so I bring that with me. But I mean, I'm constantly thinking, oh, I should talk about that on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, I should bring that up on the show. Well, I wonder what people think it is.
Yeah. Well, and for those of you who follow the show closely, we appreciate you. And we could not make the show happen last week, but unfortunately, life comes at different speeds for all of us. I was out of the country, and I know Frank was on special mission. So
people, they couldn't get enough bail money to get me out.
Yeah.
So finally happened.
I unfortunately was out of the country with actually a good hockey buddy of mine. I had to send him off for his last shift. Send him out at his funeral, which was. But anyways, I
was in Reno, by the way.
That's where I was. Reno 9/11.
I shot him just to watch a man die.
Yep. So we are back again, the other state of hockey, back for the third period, brought to us by Felix and Oscars.
F&O.
Back to talking about Frank's gut here.
As soon as you talking, my guy,
I know. The original sports bar before the term sports bar was even cool. I don't even know if it's cool anymore. But anyways, this place, not your typical sports type place.
No.
It's not go just for the wings because it's the only thing that's fit to eat there. It's a matter of, hey, these guys got a full menu. Everything I've had on them, I'm yet to find something on the menu I don't like.
If you go there and just eat wings, I'm flattening your tires. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, exactly.
You're
go
wasting
there for Sunday brunch. Oh, remember we did that a couple weeks ago? We got to get the fams out and do it again.
I keep thinking about every Sunday we should do it again.
Yeah. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, virtually anything, everything. Omelet Station. They had literally all the usual breakfast stuff and then
waffles,
pancakes, and then right next to that spaghetti
French
meatballs.
toast.
And it was just amazing. The food was incredible.
Whipped cream for my French toast, which I love, and thank God they had that. Oh man,
whipped cream on his French fries is more like it.
I had whipped cream on everything.
Yeah. All right, Felix and Oscars, right there on Merle Hay, next to Hobby Lobby. Same place they've been for years. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out online. Full service menu. They will deliver to any of the hotels in the area. So if you're in town for a tournament, you call them up. Say, hey, Mark, I got enough to feed a kid. I got a bunch of kids here. I can only give you $7 a piece. I'll figure out a way to get you there.
He will too.
He will. Great guy. Stop by. Tell Mark we said hi. All right, we're back talking hockey again. So a couple things happened, and there's a lot of stuff we got to get
Can we
to
talk
here.
food again? No, let's go. Let's talk hockey. Let's talk hockey.
Yeah, we'll talk hockey. So Ottawa Senators made big moves this week. Fired their entire coaching staff. One guy was retained and offered another position within the franchise, I think in the minors, but GM Brian Murray resigned this week. We knew he wasn't in good health anyways. He had terminal cancer. But Dave Cameron and his coaching staff, all gone. Eugene Melnick, who's the owner of that team, came out and said two-thirds of the way through the season he was not happy with the way things have gone the last few years, and that big changes need to happen. So I don't know what's going to happen player-wise. I know maybe interesting to get Bobby's take on it.
Yeah, well, no, Bobby, some of the guys were going to be on tonight, and then they were out indulging in adult beverages, and we said probably not tonight. So it's a good call on his part.
Hey, we know these players go hard all year long, and the guys they finally get released. You got to let them have a little bit of fun.
And Bobby, I think would say he had an average year. So
we know he was squeezing the stick for a while, pretty tight, and was having trouble. But
George Peros could have went around them at some point this year. Them guys being buddies. So
yes, exactly. Coyotes fired GM Don Maloney, but after 9 seasons. And but they still retain Dave Tippett, who's the head coach there. I think Tippett did a good job.
I do, yeah.
And Don Maloney has fingerprints all over this organization. They had good prospects there, Max Domi and Anthony Duclair, good upcoming players. And the thing about Maloney, he was there for the 4 years that the NHL owned the team as well.
Yes.
So I think all that considered, I find it hard that they would have gotten rid of him. But
I wonder if he was just getting an NHL paycheck since the team came in. I mean, it's just the NHL owned them, right? Wasn't the way it was, man.
So the team did improve. They're 22 points over where they were last year. They were actually in contention up until January.
Decent goaltending when Smith's on.
Yeah, and he was hurt for a good part of the year. So that being said, it really showed how vulnerable they were. But anyways, we'll see what happens with that franchise. I don't think a team needs to be there anyways, but start getting me thinking is who's next. And of course, a couple names always come up. What's number one on my coaching list? Who do you think should be gone?
Oh, well, I know you probably want, what's his name? Long-haired guy up in Columbus.
Yeah, Tortorella. I don't honestly think Tortorella did a horrible job. I think GM needs to go there.
Okay. And what would then make Tortorella go?
Yes, coaches hire. And speaking of GMs hiring the coaches, I think Claude Julien, after the way Boston folded up, and the fact that Don Sweeney was hired as a GM and Julien was retained from the previous GM, GMs usually hire the coaches.
That's right.
So
you're hiring your guy. Yeah, it's your guy.
It's your guy, exactly, and you live and die by him.
Right.
And they're usually fired together too, by the way. So I would put safe money on Julien being out of there. I've heard rumor being tossed around that Kent Hitchcock in St. Louis. I don't get this, but every year it seems like they're always talking about, this is a career year for him, or this is the borderline year of he's got to get over this mark. I don't know, honestly, what they expect from him there. Is this not winning a Stanley Cup the only thing they're going to settle for?
They haven't won not even have they not won a Stanley Cup.
They've been to one Stanley Cup final in their entire.
In the last 5 years, 3 times that they've gone to the playoffs, they've got knocked out by the rival.
Yes,
Chicago.
They had trouble getting past the first couple of rounds,
and they had them down 2 years ago.
Yes,
Bad.
So. I don't think this is Hitch's problem as much. The fact that, but
he's a weird looking dude.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, you kind of think of him like a teacher, and then I used to think of maybe like
looks like a shop teacher or something.
Yeah.
So or Paul Bearer. Remember the old wrestling coach, Paul Bearer? Okay,
yes.
Anyway, there you go. That's what he reminds me of.
Wow. You get your point out.
Wow. There you go. Someone's got to do some homework. I know you guys are listening.
Big goings on if you're in Philly with
Ed Snyder.
Owner, Ed Snyder, who gave me my first job.
Yes.
He took a chance, gave a kid that no one else probably would give a job to.
Yep.
And he hooked me up and
look at you now.
Look at me now, sitting on a couch talking hockey. Well, I did that then too.
You get paid for it.
I got paid for it then. And I don't get paid for
it now.
Yes. So actually, I'm in the same position I was 19 years ago. But no, a great man, great guy who really, if I could tell a quick story about him. I go on vacation when I'm working for the Iowa Stars.
Yes.
I go on vacation. I'm in Philly, visiting friends and family, and I'm having lunch down with some of the people from the Flyers. And as we're sitting down there, I turn to them and I go, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going back to Iowa to be on a team named the Iowa Chops. And we have a pig head on our jersey.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, that's bad. I'm like, wait a minute, Frank. We were on a train from New York, 67, I don't know how many years, '67, we're on a train coming from New York back to Philly to tell a team that were named the Flyers. The Flyers. That's how he said it. The Flyers. And our logo, here's the kicker.
A wing.
A flying P.
Yep.
We have a flying P as our logo.
That's tough.
Yeah. And he told me so, and he said to stick it out. He goes, and now look, it's the most recognized flying P in the world.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he did a lot to definitely. That was the post expansion, first original six. So
that won a cup.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So other names, looking at Jack Capuano from New York Islanders.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's probably 6 years now, and he's never delivered. He's not always had the goods. Torchetti, gotta wonder.
Yep.
Gotta wonder with all the guns they're missing going against Dallas first round. It's gotta be tough.
But I don't think do you think his job's in?
I don't know. He's interim, so I don't know if there's much else out there. I'm hoping for Marc Bergevin to wake up or sober up and fire Therrien from Montreal, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Other news: Pavel Datsyuk has indicated that he is going home to Russia.
He's telling. He said, "That's it. I ain't indicating. I'm
going back home to be with playing the KHL."
Like I'm hinting I might go.
Yep,
that's what I think.
He's backed off a little bit, but he says he's going to just focus on the playoffs. Well, he says he's going home to be with his teenage daughter and playing the KHL. $7.5 million a year, which they're going to have cap hit of regardless if he plays or not. Looking at he could bring Russia over here, couldn't he?
He could.
I mean, for the sake of that, but
the thing I'm getting at is that, and the reason why they're probably trying to have him take that back is there's gonna be a lot of chirping going on in the playoffs.
Oh yeah,
and a lot of people are gonna be bringing that up,
and it's a distraction.
Oh yeah.
So the last thing a locker room needs is a distraction.
Yep.
That being said, he's been plagued by injuries the last couple of years. He missed time with back surgery.
Yes, he did.
37 years old. You gotta wonder how much more
ugly
he
as
has
can be. Ugly, but can steal the puck off anybody.
Yep,
greatest
and stick handle.
Yes,
in a phone booth. So we'll see what his agent is going to try to fuel the fire, no doubt. Other news: Steve Stamkos of the Tampa Bay Lightning is out with an injury. He had a blood clot removed from his arm, so he had surgery for that. We've seen a lot of that recently. These guys getting blood clot disorders and out for 4 to 6 weeks. So he'll be out at least through the first round, maybe the second round if Tampa does.
Wonder how that's discovered. Do you know? You're a medical guy a little bit.
Yeah, I'm assuming he has feeling is a change in the feeling or swelling in his arm and things like that. So didn't exactly know much.
It can kill you, right?
It damn well can kill you. Yeah, that clot gets loose and goes to your lungs, or your heart, or your brain. Yes, sir. You are a corpse.
Ooh.
So
scary.
We'll be interested to see how long he's going to be out. And that's the second guy on their team. They're Vasilevsky, their backup goaltender, also was out.
That's right.
Long time this year. Got to give a big shout out to the Alaska Aces of the East Coast Hockey League.
Yes.
I know Maddie's out of town. Give me a peace sign. There's 2 more minutes till break.
Oh.
Alaska Aces of the East Coast Hockey League. Jeff Barney. Who the heck is Jeff Barney?
Who is
For
he?
the last 25 years, he served as the emergency backup for this franchise, which is way up in the middle of nowhere in Alaska. And he just turned 45 last week. As I said, he served as the emergency backup goaltender for this team for the last 25 years. The team, in their season finale, gave him the start in net for the game. And they were already out of the playoffs at that point. So in a great classy move, gave this guy his dream come true at the age of 45. His rookie game, of which first period he had 14 shots against and stopped them all. Had a bit of a rougher road to hoe in the second period.
Right.
He did allow 4 in the second period. Ended up losing 5-4 to the Colorado Golden Eagles.
Ooh, Golden Eagles. That's we know someone who plays with that team.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be on the show.
Yes. Was supposed to be on last week as well.
Yes, we will call him.
Yes, we will, but he will remain nameless. He ended up losing 5-3, so respectable. He certainly did not go out and make a fool of himself.
Yes.
And I think actually a classy move by the Alaska Aces.
Yeah.
So best of luck to you, Jeff Barney. We don't know where you'll end up next year, but I'm sure he'll be just back there being whatever he is in the regular season.
He'll be at men's league.
He'll be back to beer league. So we're coming up on 30 seconds. Third period hockey is in the books. Coming back, we're going to cram a bunch of stuff in here. We're going to talk about our playoff predictions. We'll talk a little bit about the postmortem on the Wild and the Bucks, and we're going to give a shout out to the North Iowa Bulls. Back after the break. This is the Other State of Hockey, 1350 ESPN.
Hi, Joe Smith here from Leaf Guard Exteriors. We suggest you stay off your ladder and let us take care of your gutters. We'd love to come out and show you why Leaf Guard's patented seamless one-piece design is the best on the market. The only one with the good housekeeping seal, and Leaf Guard is guaranteed never to clog or will clean your gutters for free. Call us today and get 50% off installation labor on a new Leaf Guard brand gutter system. 599-1675. That's 599-1675.
Hey kids, why do you like going to the Iowa Wild games?
Crash! The t-shirt tie.
I like Chuck-a-Puck.
Crash always gives me a high five.
It's fun catching t-shirts from the cannon.
The goal horn when we score!
There's something for everyone with Iowa Wild Hockey at Wells Fargo Arena. Check out iowawild.com for the full season schedule, including a full list of giveaway nights and promotions for the family. Iowa Wild. Hockey lives here.
Are you trying to take your game to the next level? Have injuries or performance plateaus slowed you down? Let Dr. Gary Bowman and the Active Wellness Performance Lab get you on the right track. In the Performance Lab, they are using hospital-grade performance testing, cutting-edge strength programs, and detailed nutrition coaching all under one roof. Their program blends elite strategies from rehabilitation and sports medicine with top-level strength and conditioning. Check out the website for more information at activewellnessonline.com. That's activewellnessonline.com.
Go where the action is. Your Des Moines Buccaneers, the continuous home of hockey in the Metro for over 36 years, are back. Come catch the hard-hitting action as the next NHL stars take the ice at Buccaneer Arena. For a complete schedule of dates and promotions, visit buckshockey.com. Come for the entertainment, stay for the game.
Hey, this is Frank Mink, and if I had a first-round draft pick of realtors, I'd take Jen Stambro.
Through my mortgage background and over 10 years of selling real estate in the Des Moines area, I have come to realize that my clients are my passion. Whether selling or buying your first or your 10th home, let me help you take the stress out of the process. I would love the opportunity to talk with you or someone you know that is looking to buy or sell a home. You can reach out to me by email at jen@jenstambrorealestate.com. And Frank, that's spelled STANBROUGH. jen@jenstambrorealestate.com.
This is Jordan from Flat Tire Center. There sure are a lot of places to buy tires. You can go to a warehouse club or the Mega We Sell Everything Superstore, or you can go to one of those anonymous websites. The same guy who sold you soap yesterday magically becomes a tire professional today, or the online tire advisors at a call center in who knows what country. We've been living, working, and driving in central Iowa for more than 50 years. Are you sure those other stores know what they're doing? Do you think they even care? If you need tires, come to Flat Tire Centers. That's flat with 2 T's because you too should ride on a flat.
Hey, we're back. 1350 ESPN, just like we are every Thursday. Derek and Frank. Frank is trying to get snuggled up to his microphone.
Play with my mic.
Yeah, all right, get it together, buddy. Anyways, we are together like we always are. We're inseparable. We bag on each other a lot. But anyways, we're here. Maddie's trying to keep us under control. We talk hockey. That's all we do. Every Thursday, 5 o'clock. Be here. Tune in next week. Find us on Facebook. Hit us up on the YouTube channel. Email us. Find us around the rink. We're always around.
Always around the rink.
Yep. Either roller rink, ice rink, you name it. We're always around. So there is no off season. So here we go. We are rolling into talk. We're going to give some little props out here first before we start talking about the NHL playoffs.
Yes.
ECHL. Our buddy Chad Costello.
Yes.
Pride of Urbandale. 103 points finished the regular season with. That's 23 better than the second place guy.
So just so everyone understands, talked about him recently. It was number one in the ECHL. Number one player.
Last year as well.
He was the Wayne Gretzky, if anyone people name just that name. But he was he was topped everybody.
I mean, to be that far ahead. Last year he was even further ahead. So I mean, this guy is legit.
Someone said he's a roller kid. He played roller.
Might have been.
So
with all
his assists,
he's not a very big guy either.
Well, he has a lot of assists. Right? They tell you he got most of his points, right? Assists. He's probably a roller guy.
Could be. Quad City Mallards clinched the 8th spot in the Western Division. Playoffs start Sunday against the Missouri Mustangs.
Nice.
We'll see how that goes. North Iowa Bulls, we're giving a shout out to NA3HL champions.
Yes.
They won the Silver Cup. They won the first 2 rounds of their playoffs, 2-0. And actually, in their last 4 games, they outscored their opponents 46-0 in their last 4 regular season games.
What league are they in? I mean,
NA3.
You know.
I know. Best in the league, 42-2-3 record. These guys are unreal. So they won the Silver Cup. This is a 3rd time in the last 4 years. These guys are studs. The all-tournament team was named. 4 of the 6 players on that team were North Iowa Bulls.
Now, at least one of those games had to be a 10-0 score. Do you Sully at 8? Do you give a Sully? You know?
You better not. You
Yeah,
better
I mean,
not.
you do.
Dude, don't do it in front of my net.
Don't do it. That's right.
I'll
Put it in
cripple
front of
you.
my bench.
Nope, exactly. All right, getting to the business of the NHL playoffs. All right, Eastern Conference. Just going to give a quick breakdown of the 8 matchups that we got going on here and give some opinions.
Yes.
Rangers and Pittsburgh. I know that was the first game here tonight.
Yes.
And Pittsburgh did win 5-2. Wow. Did notice that Fleury is not playing.
No, he's hurt.
They started. I've forgotten the guy's name, a rookie, and he actually did not look too bad.
Civ? Is his name Civ?
No, it is not. But interesting thing about it, they go, as we've always said, as Lundqvist goes. He got hurt, took a stick to the neck from his own player, it looked like, and did not come back after the first period.
He's a supermodel. He's a G, man.
Yeah.
He is a G. You go to New York, you around New York City, he's everywhere, like going to modeling stuff. He's a G, man.
Yep. So interesting to see. You know, we saw Crosby score a beautiful breakaway goal on Ronta, who came in to relieve him. Malkin's still a question mark as to how much he's going to play for this series.
No, I heard barely any of this series at all.
Yeah, and of course, as if it wasn't bad enough for the Rangers, their captain and one of their lead defensemen, Ryan McDonough, is out with a hand injury.
Wow, he's hurt again.
Yeah. So I have Pittsburgh in 6 on this one, maybe sooner.
Yes, 5.
Yeah, maybe 5. Detroit versus Tampa. We saw Tampa win tonight, 3-2 in a pretty tight game. A lot of ugly bounces. I think probably 3 of those goals were goals that probably would not have gone in any other time of year.
Tampa's home.
So Tampa has a much better winning record at home, but I think honestly the Wings kind of sneaking into the playoffs there towards the end. Tampa's been consistent, not runaways like they should have been. But with Stamkos out, you wonder how much that's going to be. But Tampa 5-on-5 is a much better team.
And bounces, once you go to Joe Louis.
Yep.
Bounces go their way.
Yeah.
And it's a bouncy place.
Yeah.
It is. It's a bouncy board place.
It's got history. It's got ghosts to a degree. I don't know if Detroit has enough guns, honestly. They started Howard tonight. I think Mrazek's the better goalie, as I've said all year. And they're still stuck on Howard, so I think Tampa in 6 is my call right there.
Tampa in 6?
Tampa in 6.
I'm saying Detroit in 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to mark that down.
Yeah.
So next one, I know we're going to hear something about this one. Philly and Washington.
Oh, Caps all the way.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah. TSM predicted this would be the tightest matchup of the series.
I think so.
You know, I 1 versus 8. I don't know if I call it that tight, though.
But they were 1 versus 8 last year, and Caps got knocked out.
Good point. Good point. Caps are
not against the Flyers.
No, Caps are a better team though this year.
They are better.
They have Richards. They have
Oshie.
You take a lot of pressure off.
Another roller player. Sorry.
You take a lot. Of pressure off of Ovechkin there to score all the goals when you have much more. They did give up Brouwer, but still, I think offensively they're very gifted. Holtby's having a career year.
Yes, he is.
Career year.
He could have broke some records. But
I know you're going to disagree with me. I said Washington 5.
Wow.
I know you probably you think it's going at least 7.
No, it's not going to go 7. It's going to go Philly in 6.
Philly in 6.
But here's what I got. Just a heart bet. Now this is just from the heart.
Yep.
I was in Reno, got stuck in Reno, shot a man, watch him on. Anyway, you know the song, right?
Yeah. I'm with you. Not everybody does. Maddie's looking at us like shaking her head.
Everyone knows the song, Frank. You idiot.
Yeah, she's spell checking her Facebook page right now.
So to get back to this, I put a bet on Philly. Win a Stanley Cup. At the place where the sports betting place there, legal there.
Yes.
35-1.
What? So you're saying there's a chance?
So you're saying there's a chance? If the Flyers and look with us just losing Ed Snyder.
Yep.
Who knows? Who knows?
You never know.
He could be the richest ghost up there right now. He's going to be making some stuff happen.
You might have last laugh in it yet. You never know.
Okay.
Other East Coast match, we have Florida against the Islanders.
That's. I think that's the tightest one. I think it's
so.
Fun.
I mean, you look at the Islanders. Like I said, they faltered down. It depends how much Halak can come back. And right now, I think Florida's just so loosey goosey.
Yeah, for being an old bunch of dudes.
Yeah, but they are overperforming every expectation right now. They have, Captain Timeless there on their team.
Jared Tull followed their tour bus.
Yeah, exactly. I got Florida in 5. And watch for Capuano to get fired. That's where I'm going with that. We'll see if Halak comes back to be the factor. I just don't see the Islanders have enough guns to keep up with them. Young, fast team.
They don't. You're
Florida's
right.
young, fast team.
They're young. They're fast. except for the old guys. So
Luongo-
they're
but
young,
they're old
good-looking guys with toupees on.
Luongo is leading them in net. I mean, he's 37 years old as well. You know,
he's been playing.
He's been playing like a 25-year-old.
Again, one of those things, just like Price up in Montreal.
Yeah.
Doesn't make the saves that always make the the national highlight reels.
Yep.
Because he's just in the right position.
Position.
It's not the most beautiful save. Because he's just there.
It's that style. We can talk about goaltending styles at another date, but Western Conference, Mini versus Dallas.
That's Dallas.
I really feel
the
for
old North Stars versus the new North Stars.
Yeah, I really feel for our buddy Torch in this one because we know that success in the postseason is really going to be hinging on how well they do, but they really drew a rough one. I think with the injuries they've had, like we said, with Vanek as being out and the other guy whose name I've already forgotten.
Well, Kavu.
Not Koivu, no.
But he's been hurt a little this year. But
Yeah.
he has his stints.
He's hard to rely on, but I think with the buzzsaw first, second line that Dallas has right now, it's going to be tough. Goaltending, will the real Devin Newman please stand up at this point? Is it the fact that guys are starting figuring him out a little bit, or is it the fact that he's probably not as great as they initially? He had a great year last year, and that was his contract year.
Here's what's going to happen. Minnesota's going to take a ton of penalties against that first line.
Oh my God, they'll make you pay.
And then it's going to be a power play game.
And key to that series is the longer they stay out of the box.
Yes,
I think 5-on-5 they'll be okay. Dallas is the second best 5-on-5 scoring, but they're deadly on the power play.
Yes.
So I have Dallas in 5 right now. Honestly,
I think
I'd love to see Torchy pull it out.
I'm saying sweep Dallas.
Woof.
I'm going to go 4.
Woof.
Write that down.
No love at all.
Take a picture.
There you
Send
go.
it to yourself.
Snap the picture of that. All right.
Snapchat it.
St. Louis and
Timber.
Chicago is the other matchup.
Wait, go ahead. Sorry.
And this
St.
one was-
Louis and Chicago?
Yes, is going on right now, I believe.
Yes.
I think personally maybe one of the most boring series to watch. It's two teams that are evenly matched up, but just doesn't have my mojo right now.
Yeah, I get you. There's nothing right now that's saying, here comes superstars playing.
Right.
You know,
and
it's just-
we've said the Blues are fantastic regular season and horrible in the playoffs. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how this shapes up. Chicago, they hit the skids late season too.
Yeah. And St. Louis has made it this far not due to finesse and scoring. It's their D.
And their goaltending.
Their
goaltending's been unreal.
That's not one of the most exciting things to watch. Sometimes.
No.
I do.
It's like when the Devils were a great team.
Yeah.
Watching them was boring to watch.
Yes,
but
they cheated.
Yep. So I think this is the one series that's going 7 myself.
I guess they actually beat the Flyers. So.
I actually have St. Louis in 7 right now. So that's what
I'm taking Chicago in 5 because I think the Chicago's going to turn it on.
Chicago 5-on-5 was actually outscored by Washington by Winnipeg and Ottawa this year in 5-on-5 scoring.
They're just bringing you in. They're just bringing you in.
Just what you want. Get penalties against these guys.
Knock you out. So
Anaheim, Nashville. Ducks turn around. Ducks number 1 in goals for, number 1 power play, and number 1 PK. I'd be lucky if only thing happens if Rene steals them a game. I got Ducks in 5.
Yeah. Well, it's all going to be James Neal. James Neal's going to score a hat trick.
If you talk to James Neal,
if you talk to James Neal, he'll tell you.
Yes. Last we have Kings and San Jose. San Jose, the perennial fadeaways in the playoffs, no matter how well they do.
And those guys are getting old. It's time for them to go. So swan song.
I'm curious if Reimer's going to be a factor. They did name Martin Jones as their starting goaltender, which I think may be a mistake. Reimer really overperformed after the pickup from Toronto. We'll see how that goes, but I got LA in 7.
And the coach up there, San Jose, is I can picture his face, his hair,
DeBoer,
his beautiful lips. No, so
wow, Pete DeBoer,
yeah.
Oh, in Florida. No, not striking the name right.
All right. Anyway,
not irrelevant.
Here's the deal with this. I'm thinking he's putting that. He's changing that goaltending to make that. There's chemistry in that locker room because of something, and I think that's it.
Yeah,
and I think that's why they're letting the other ones kind of sit for a little while.
Yeah.
I think between the lines here, Dave.
When guys like Thornton finally get out of the equation there, I think they'll be a new team.
Yeah, Thornton's going to be going.
You can't write off Sutter. 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
We got one more series?
Well, we're done now. But, Wild wrapped up their series. They have last home game tomorrow night at home, and then their last game in Rockford, I believe, after that. And can you believe it? The season in the American League is finally coming to a screeching halt. Nice. Dave Cunoff, the interim coach, wants to come on the show next week if we can get him on. If not, hey, Iowa, this is the only place to talk about hockey. 1350 ESPN. Derek and Frank, keep your stick on the ice, Iowa.
Be on time.
Next week.